Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brian, and we are going to go live in two with a brand new True Crime Thursday, guys. That's right, on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. We are talking the first in a six-part special podcast series, guys. We are looking at a killer in the Mohave County. I'm not going to give away the name. I think I already did. They'll say it at the end. I don't want to ruin the surprise, guys. We're going to dive into a serial killer in the Mohave County. That's right, guys. A serial killer in the Mohave County. And we're going to be getting into it. We're going to get involved, guys. We're going to put on our detective hats, and we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. I'm excited. I hope you are too. We got the top 10. We got all sorts of stuff to get into. We got our strain review. We got what you drinking. What am I drinking? We're going to find out, guys. Let's do this thing. We are live in 2.
Get set, because it's time to go with the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. With your host with the most, the man voted most likely to smoke out with a Yeti, Mr. Brian Brown. Mr. Brian Brown. Now sit back and relax, because it's time to go live across the world. Because it's 420 Somewhere.
And boom, we are live. How's everyone doing out there? It is True Crime Thursday, guys, and I'm excited. We are talking an all-new special edition 6-part series, guys. I'm not going to name it yet. You'll know the name at the end. We'll talk about it. We're going to have open discussion. We're talking a serial killer, killings that happened in the 90s. We'll get more into the whole thing, guys, but this is a local thing, Mohave County, tri-state area. I'm excited. I think you guys are going to like this. I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm excited about it. But what is everyone up to today? What do we got? Teresa Deller, how you doing? This is right up your alley, Teresa Deller. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. That's right. We got a birthday in the house, guys. Oh, just wait. Not Teresa Deller. Her better half, guys. Just wait until you see. We got the videos, we got the whole thing. We did one last year, right? That's right. We did one last year, I believe. For Fred. What was it? It was it the Kevin McKellen? Kevin, it was like a whole thing, right? That was pretty cool. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to top ourselves, guys. We're gonna try to get better. So hang in there, Fred. Happy birthday, Fred. I don't know any Fred birthday songs. I wish I did. But you're not getting older. You're getting better, sir. Just remember that. All right, guys, we do got what do we got? About 5 minutes before 4:20, so we got a while. We are getting into a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good stuff, guys. First up is we're going to get into our top 10 list, guys. So this is going to be the top 10 worst serial killers that you've never heard of, guys. The worst one. I'm crazy. Like, they just suck. Like the crappiest. Bowl is loaded. All right, honey nut heroin. Nice, nice. Oh, I didn't give you the shout out. I stopped at Teresa Della. I get all sidetracked with old Teresa Della. Honey nut heroin. Nice, nice. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. What you smoking on? What you drinking on? All right, guys, let's get into this top 10 of the crappiest serial killers of all time. Let's get into it, guys. All right, guys. I love that music. Let me get this up and loaded here. All right. All right. So these are the dumbest serial killers you never heard of. Oh man, I love these guys. Hopefully you guys are liking these top 10. Is the strain I'm smoking on? I'm guess Woosa woo. Wooswa. I like it. I like it. All right, guys, these are the top 10 worst serial killer, dumbest serial killers of all time that you've never heard of. The first one, the Marshmallow Maniac. This killer had a sweet tooth for murder, smothering victims with marshmallows until they met their sticky end. Number 9, the crappiest serial killer you never heard of, the tickle torturer. His twisted method of torture, tickling his victims until they begged for mercy or until they laughed themselves to death. All right, the number 8 crappiest serial killer you've never heard of, the selfie stick slayer. He lured victims into posing with selfies with him and then promptly bludgeoned them with the very same selfie stick. Oh my God. Oh my God. Outrageous. Number 7, the rubber ducky assassin. I don't know if you guys have heard of this one. This one's a crazy one. The rubber ducky assassin. The killer struck fear into the hearts of bathtub enthusiasts everywhere by leaving behind his calling card, a rubber ducky with a sinister grin. Number 6, the 6th worst, crappiest serial killer you never heard of, the clown car killer. The clown car killer has crammed as many victims as possible into a tiny clown car and then drove them straight into their demise at the circus. Woohoo. Number 5, crappiest serial killer you never heard of, guys. The sock puppet strangler. This deranged individual would disguise himself with a sock puppet, and then, well, you can probably guess. The number 4 crappiest serial killer you've never heard of, guys, is the bubble wrap bandit. His weapon of choice, suffocating victims with an excessive amount of bubble wrap. The ultimate in silent but deadly. Ooh. All right, number 3, the crappiest serial killers of all time. The lawnmower lunatic. He terrorized neighborhoods by sneaking in the yards at night and mowing crop circles in the lawns, and occasionally unsuspecting homeowners. All right, number 2, crappiest. It's 420, guys. It's 420. I got into the list. Blow up those comments. What you smoking on? What you drinking on? Blow it up. It's 420. And boom! How was your 420? Mine was fire. Mine was fire, guys. Let's finish this list. We missed it by one, I think. Number 2 are the worst, crappiest. Or number 3, the worst, crappiest serial killers. The lawnmower lunatic. He terrorized neighborhoods by sneaking in the yards at night and mowing crop circles into the lawns and occasionally unsuspecting homeowners. Number 2, the worst, crappiest serial killer. The ice cream maniac. The killer lured victims into his ice cream truck with promises of free treats, only to lock them into the freezer of eternity. And the number 1, crappiest serial killer you never heard of, the pillowcase phantom. He suffocated with his victims with, you guessed it, pillowcases. His signature move, leaving behind a trail of feathers at the crime scene. That is your number 1, crappiest serial killer of all time, guys. Oh man. All right, guys, we're gonna get into, you know what, let's get into, before we do Fred's birthday, let's get into what am I drinking on. Let's see this. I got production value lined up and everything. We're big time, Richie. We are big time. All right, let's get into this, guys. The top 10 of what am I drinking on. Let's do this. All right, guys, what am I drinking on today? What's he drinking? I forgot to do the sexy dance. All right, guys, we are drinking on today. What I'm looking forward to is some of my not my father's, Alpine Splash. That's right, guys. This is ginger ale. I don't know if maybe they can't use the name. Maybe it's, ooh, you hear that? Maybe it's copyrighted. I have drank this before, and I really enjoyed it, guys. This is some good grade A stuff. I like the Not Your Father's brand. They're using live resin in these. Calories are only 10 calories. 16 calories. Excuse my eyeballs. Hopefully my grandfather doesn't see like I see, or my father. Look at this. Yeah, loving this, guys. 100 milligrams. Depending on your tolerance level, it is what it is. Maybe you drink a few more, get yourself a little more buzz going, that type of thing. But here we go, guys. Let's give this a whirl. Has a ginger ale guy. This is good. It tastes almost like similar to a diet ginger ale, which isn't bad. All the diet ales are good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Very, very little weed taste. Enough to appreciate it. Yeah, grade A. Go out and get yourself some, guys. 1400 Needles Highway, Needles, California. Get number 1 Cannabis Superstore, the Healing Center. You can go pick those up over there, guys. All right. Now we got a birthday in the house. Fred, Teresa Deller's better half. Celebrating a birthday today, guys. He's turning 30 years old today. I told him to say 29, but he's like, no, tell my true age, 30. So he's turning 30 today, guys. Give him a big birthday. We got a special, different one from last year. So let's get into this, guys. Happy birthday, Fred. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, hey, Fred. How you doing? Al here. Listen, I know you're super busy. You got a lot going on. I really hate to bother you, but, well, there's something I've been meaning to tell you, and I'm afraid it just can't wait any longer. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Fred. Happy birthday to you. Hey, it's your birthday. Gotta be your birthday. You know what I was told? You're really freaking old. It's your birthday. Oh, yeah. It's your birthday. Hey! Yeah!
Redefine web hosting.
All right, guys. Happy birthday, Fred. Oh, man. That was a good one. I like that. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, that's right. It's closed caption. I love it when he says you're really freaking old. That made me laugh. I'm sure it made you laugh too, Teresa. That's awesome. Happy birthday, Fred. That's great. All right, guys. It is officially True Crime Thursday, and I'm excited for this one, guys. This is like an exclusive of the Daily Dank. You're not going to find this anywhere else, guys. Anywhere else. This is our own thing. We're going to get into it, guys. All right, I'm declaring it True Crime Thursday. All right, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to start this with a little backstory. We got a production. We did like a documentary on this thing. Wait till you see this. This is actually pretty cool. Just a quick little video. It's going to give you a background on some of these murders that happened in the 90s. Some of these murders that happened in the 90s. Here in the local area. We're going to check it out, guys. We're going to get into it. We're going to discuss it after it. We just got a quick little 3 or 4 minute video here. I'm just going to tell you all about it, guys. This is actually, it's pretty freaking good. If you guys love true crime docs, like another 48 hours, wait till you see this. Have a good one, Teresa Deller. All right, guys, let's get into it.
In the vast expanse of the American Southwest, nestled along the banks of the Colorado River, lies the tri-state area encompassing Bullhead City, Arizona, Laughlin, Nevada, and Needles, California. A region known for its rugged beauty and tranquil desert landscapes, but the desert has its dangers and haunting secrets, and also home to a dark and sinister secret that has haunted its residents for decades. Between the years of 1993 and 1996, a series of brutal murders sent shockwaves through the tri-state community, leaving a trail of fear and uncertainty in its wake. The victims, young women mainly 19 to 22 years of age and all blonde in hair color and slender and beautiful of the same look and features. The bodies of the victims were found discarded in the unforgiving desert terrain, their lives cut short by an elusive predator who would be unknown and unnamed for decades. The local police left no stone unturned in their investigation, but to be honest, they were a bit behind the times of law enforcement and investigation standards and had turned up anything of substance. The local detectives stated, each crime scene bore the unmistakable signature of the killer, a single desert rose delicately placed near the victim's body as a haunting reminder of the brutality that had occurred. The first victim, Whitney Smith, was found on October 18, 1996, right outside Laughlin, Nevada. The police paid no mind to the first rose. The second victim was Jennifer Franklin, a 22-year-old waitress and mother of a small daughter. She was found on February 15, 1997, also with a desert rose placed on her body. But as investigators combed through the evidence, they discovered something even more disturbing, a pattern emerging, linking the murders in a sinister web of death. In an interview, a detective stated, "We realized early on that we were dealing with a serial killer. The similarities between the cases were too striking to ignore. It was clear that we were dealing with someone who was methodical, calculated, and incredibly dangerous." As the body count rose, so too did the urgency to apprehend the perpetrator before he struck again. But despite the best efforts of law enforcement, the killer remained one step ahead, eluding capture and leaving a community gripped by fear. During the investigation, a longtime resident stated, "It was like living in a nightmare. You couldn't go anywhere without wondering if he was watching, waiting. We were all on edge, terrified that we could be the next victim." Years passed and the trail of the killer grew cold. The murders faded from the headlines, becoming little more than a macabre footnote in the annals of true crime. But the memory of those lost lives lingered, a stark reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the sun-drenched surface of the desert. And as the desert blooms again, so did the killer, taking 3 more victims, all of the same beauty and looks. From 2001 to 2012, all with the same crime scene, all with a single desert rose left behind. Much like the desert drying up, the killings stopped. Not a word or a thought for over a decade, and then in 2023, a body was found in the Lake Havasu area of Mohave County. On the body was a single desert rose. One horrific thought comes to mind. Could this be the return of the desert rose killer? In the next episode of Desert Rose, The Hunt for a Killer, we'll delve deeper into the twisted mind of the perpetrator, exploring his motivations, his methods, and the relentless pursuit of justice that continues to this day. Join us as we unravel the mystery of the Desert Rose Killer and shine a light into the darkest corners of the human psyche. This and more on the next episode of the Desert Rose Killer.
All right, guys, the Desert Rose Killer. What do you guys think about that? A lot of facts we threw out at you. Hopefully I don't mess up the names, which I think I'm already going to mess up the names of the victims, but we will get into it. Jennifer Smith, I believe. And yeah, so we're going to get into it, guys. Some talking points of what we just discovered, what we just a couple of things I took, guys. The victim profiles. The physical attributes of both victims. In the beginning, it's not me because I leave tulips. Supernova, nice. It's picking blonde, slender, young women in their teens to early 20s. Obviously, those first couple, and even the next 3 that we're going to talk about next week, have a lot of similarities. So, I mean, that's something, and then there's similarities and how the killer is targeting individuals who fit that specific profile. What do you think that's about? That he has just a specific, and do you think these are the first 2 people that he might have killed? Maybe it's the first 2 with the rose. Maybe he did it somewhere else and they just haven't linked it up together. There's a lot that they dive into about the victims. Both were killed. We didn't get into that. Both were killed by knife wound, clean to the neck, right to the neck, guys. They say they didn't really suffer. They were put out pretty quick. They were not killed in the desert. They were killed elsewhere. So, that's very interesting to know. Last seen alive. The first victim, guys, they were last seen alive. She was leaving a bar on a Saturday night, had went out to drinks with her friends. This is the 22-year-old, I believe. The 19-year-old, but yeah, still went out drinks with her friends. 90s. And she went out on her own. Her friend, according to her mother, ditched her. At the bar for a guy. It happens. And she walked home alone, and that's the last time anyone saw her. And then she was found in the desert. One thing to note is there's no blood or anything. So the crime obviously didn't happen in the desert. Very clean crime scenes. So that's something to think about as well, guys. So the victims are both young, innocent, beginning of their life. One was a young mother. The second one, young mother, waitress, was studying at the local community college, had plans of being a nurse. Things were going in the right direction. And then this happened. She was last seen leaving the Denny's that she worked at in Bullhead City. So just kind of a crazy slew of events there. And, they finally kind of put it together on the second one. They're like, wait a minute. And that's when they kind of dried up a little bit. It kind of goes away for a while in the desert with a horse with no name. I wasn't the one to blame. The discovery of each of the victim's body, in the desolate of the desert landscape. The first was found by a family that was pulled over to urinate. I'm just going to say they go to the bathroom off of one of the roads on your way to Havasu. Out in the desert, they discovered the body, again, described as very pristine, very crisp, very clean, with the desert rose planted firmly into the grips. Second one was the Kingman, or I might have those two mixed up. Second one, near Laughlin, I believe. Or that was the first one near Laughlin. Second one was near Havasu. Again, same thing. She was found by hikers. Very clean, very pristine. A couple days, they don't know how long. They just kind of put it together with the missing, the time that she went missing. The calling card, the Desert Rose calling card, guys. What is the significance of this rose? Like, what does it mean to this guy or woman? We don't know anything about him, that they have to present it at each crime scene. And why go through all the hassle of like staging a crime scene? It's got to be more psyche than anything. What is the symbolism behind the Desert Rose and its connection to the killer's twisted psyche, guys? What do you guys think that is? Do you, some say, like the narrator said, when the rain comes, it kind of washes away the sins and you get a fresh bloom. Is it some kind of signification, like a fresh start, a new, maybe the end of something, end of a life, because the rose is dying after you cut it? What is the significant, guys? So there is a serial killer in my town. It's you, Supernova. Shh. Impact on the community, guys. The ripple effect, when things were hot, especially like, you're looking at early 90s, you don't have the internet, you don't got these things, you just got rumors in a small town. Things were pretty crazy. People weren't letting their daughters go out. Was it a young man, courting a girl? Like a lot of rumors happened. It was crazy. And then to go silent for so many years and then to come back, it brings up a lot of questions. It brings up, was that person in jail? Was that person gone? Was that person just hibernating, so to speak? Did they get their quench of blood? Like as we dive in the future episodes, we're going to get into the psyche of the Desert Rose killer, guys. What makes them tick? What makes them get going? We're going to look at the crime scenes, especially these next three. Now, the ongoing investigations, police won't say too much about it. Again, it's ongoing. And there's really, other than the Rose, there's not a lot that, ties it. And they're so spread apart. You're talking early 90s. Like the narrator said, there wasn't a lot. Bullhead City wasn't the cutting edge law enforcement that it is today. But no, so resources were limited. Not to knock Bullhead City, guys. I got nothing. Way out of all of us, who runs the Laughlin, Kingman, and Havasu? Niels, Brian, you got some splaining to do. Oh man. So we're gonna get into more of that. These other victims, and then they go dormant again for a decade, and they come back in 2024 or 2023, or was it 20? It was 2022. Sorry, I got my. Not your daddy's Alpine Splash. That's right. Get me a little buzz going here, guys. All right. Let's see what else we could touch on this, guys. The last seen alive. Is it someone they know? Is it someone that they went with voluntarily? These are questions that, we got to raise answers to. We're going to actually talk to some friends. We're going to get into the thing. Sounds like it. We're going to get into all the things, guys. So this was just episode 1. We're hoping to do this weekly epilogue, if not every other week. We're going to be getting into this, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was fun putting it together for you guys. I think it turned out pretty well. Give you something to think about tonight when you're out walking the streets and you see a desert rose. Ooh, that's another thing next week, guys. The desert rose on their body wasn't the first time a desert rose come into the murder story. We'll talk more about that next week on True Crime Thursday, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. If you're hanging in this long, God bless you. Why don't you hit that like, subscribe, and share button, guys? Leave some comments. Let me know you're out there. I try to reply to everyone. I'm starting to try to reply to everyone. So I appreciate it, guys. You guys really, really rock. We have a lot of fun on here. Tomorrow, guys, we got 7:10 a.m. Super Show, Wakey morning show, guys. We do a morning show every day at 7:10 a.m. Monday through Friday, and we get crazy. Tomorrow is Free for All Friday. We're going to get into some epic fails. We're going to get into some good stuff. We're going to laugh our asses off into the weekend, guys. That is right. We're going to, everyone sees Rosie the Bulldog. So we're going to laugh our ass off in the morning. And then tomorrow, guys, is Baked and Unboxed on Friday. Don't forget to get in on Doctor Strange. Look at this pocket watch, guys. Hashtag Doctor Strange. It's going to come with a Marvel autograph. It's going to come with a Marvel shirt, a Captain America keychain thing, and then I think a Thor thing, and it's a Marvel gift pack from me to you guys. I think there's even a shot glass in there, a Marvel shot glass from me to you guys. I appreciate it. So hashtag Doctor Strange. All right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. I got things to do. I got weekly deals to post here pretty quick. So make sure you go into the dailydank.com. Checking out those wild weekend drops, guys. It should be dropping tomorrow a.m. All right. Appreciate you guys. I'm going to get on out of here. I'm a Barbie girl with the Barbie. All right. We'll see you guys. I appreciate you. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Get set, because it's time to go with the